Journey, Shara B'Tachin, episode number 5. Continuing on what we said last time, that when a person trusts in the Eibishter and fully knows and has this B'Tachin, Hashem will sustain him anywhere. As we know the story that happened in the desert with the Yidden. They had the man, which came from it was Lechem ben Hashemayim. It came from Hashem. In other words, Hashem was telling them that Hashem is not limited to anything involving in nature. And we're going to bring two stories, which really is combined in one. The stories of Eliyahu Navi, that he came to Achav and he told Achav and his wife that there's not going to be any rain and there's going to be a famine. There's going to be hunger. And Eliyahu Navi ran away. He went to an area where there was some water, and it says that Hashem went and brought him through ravens, brought him food every single day. And some people even say that the food came from the king's palace. And then a short while later, the Gemara continues to elaborate on the story that he came to a city where a widow went and took care of him. In things, in places that we would think that that don't have to do with nature. Hashem is telling them, Hashem is saying that when you trust in Him, things can happen. Another story of Eliyahu Navi is that after the story of the Har HaKarmel, and he went and they killed the false prophets, Eliyahu Navi ran away from them, so that he shouldn't, to escape, to spare his life. And he went and he lied down over there in the desert. And he asked Eibishter basically to take his life. And he heard a tap on the shoulder, and there was a malach was there standing there. Someone who was standing there with baked bread and water, and basically said, you have a long journey ahead of you. In other words, in an area which seemingly there would not be any food or any drink. Hashem is saying, when you have bitachon, when you trust in me, you're going to go and get it. And also, it's not only about the bitachon, it's to understand that Hashem himself is not limited to anything. Even in these areas which on a natural point may seem not so natural, Hashem is saying that I am not limited to anything involving in the nature of this world. And the other story of Avadia, that he ran away from Achav, and he spared another group of 100 Nevi'im, and he was able to go and give them food. From this, the pasuk says, "Kefirim nashu v'evu v'darsh Hashem v'yachzuru l'chotayv." Right, that those that rely on the Eibishter are not gonna lack anything good. In other words, that we're gonna have only good. And then that next pasuk says, "Yiru as Hashem kedoishav ki emachzer lireov." Fear Hashem and His Holy One, because those who fear Him are not gonna lack anything. We're not gonna be missing anything when we have the right thing and the right outlook of what goes on in this world. And as Hashem, we'll continue next time in the second Maila of having be talking over this alchemist.